Welcome back. Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post, and we are pleased to be joined by Ryan Vargas, the driver of the number 6 Chevrolet for JD Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. How's it going, man?
Busy as ever, but I'm excited to get back going here at the Roval this weekend.
I bet. This is you remember what you were doing at this time a year ago? This is when the big announcement happened for you last year. Do you reflect back on that and say, wow, what a year I've had and all that stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, I honestly think that TikTok deal really kind of set the tone for the rest of, how I went about things and how I did business and how I made these things happen. And it really, like, as I said, set the tone. It made it so, it helped my stock as a driver. Not just, not just behind the wheel, but also as to what I can do behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that JD Motorsports is, has had its good moments and it's not good moments. But overall, how do you think the 6 team is doing so far this year?
I think the improvement, from where we started to where we are today is amazing. We've done a lot of big changes. I've gotten better as a driver. The team overall has gotten better. We mesh really well. I mean, I consider all those guys really good and close friends of mine. And I think that's the most important part, is that we all really get along. We all like being around each other, because if you're, partnered with people that, even if you don't not like each other, but you guys are just okay, it doesn't work. It's not as good. So you have to have people around you that, care, and, everyone puts in the same amount of effort. Like, I go to the shop as much as I can and do all this stuff, and those guys, their tail. So it's a really fun team dynamic, and I'm really enjoying working with those guys.
Yeah, for sure. So going to the Roval this weekend, I know that you got to experience the Roval last year and all the big rainstorm and all that. That was fun to navigate through. But how excited are you to run the Roval again?
I'm excited. I mean, I love road course racing. They're amazingly some of my better tracks on the circuit. They're totally different. They're something that I've not grown up doing, but it's been something that I really have taken a liking to. And I'm not sitting here saying that I'm also good at it, but it's something I feel definitely pretty comfortable on. I like doing it, and it's a lot of fun. It's something completely different than what I'm used to, and I like that kind of challenge.
Yeah, for sure. It's always interesting to go to the Roval and all that. So I want to ask you about a lot of the things you've been doing behind the scenes, as you're probably trying to find new sponsors and stuff. Because I know how hard you work, and you're probably like you're in a polo, and it's like business attire, getting ready to go for the day. Because I know a lot of the drivers think that they just drive race cars and go. For a lot of people that don't know a lot about this sport. But talk to me about what you do during the week when you're not in the car.
Yeah. So, I mean, especially when we started the year, we started this year with no sponsorship. Swan was the first partner that signed on. And, at the time they'd only done 3 races, and now we're, in the process of some stuff. So, I spent a lot of time here at this desk, really doing cold call after cold call after cold call, following up with partners, helping those partners connect with other partners, facilitating relationships, and so on and so forth. Just trying to make sure that I'm able to make good on my promise on my end, so that any company that works with me, they get their ROI and then some. And then on top of that, I go to the shop at least twice a week. That's just an important thing to me. I don't have to be there, but it's important to me to be there, because I get to see the car that I get to drive. I also get to work with those guys that I just talked about earlier, how, we all get along really well. So it's a really fun dynamic. I really enjoy doing it. It's definitely not easy. I mean, I'm a one-man team when it comes to the marketing, PR side of everything. I do my own socials, I do my own sponsor hunting and stuff like that. So when these things come together, it's definitely really hard.
Yeah, for sure. I know you've had a lot of help with all this and all that stuff. Particularly want to go back. I don't think I asked you about this yet, but go back to February when you were trying to find sponsorship, and you had everybody, you were looking and looking and looking, and then all of a sudden, big NASCAR fan and also New Orleans Saints running back Alvin Kamara helped you out with, of course, his juice sponsorship and Big City Squeeze. I think it's called. I'm not sure.
The big squeezy.
The Big Squeezy. That's right.
Yep.
So what was that like? And did you know who that was or anything?
Oh
like
yeah, I knew who Alvin Kamara was, and when he commented on that tweet, um, I knew I had to capitalize. I appreciated that he saw it and took time out of his day to really do it, and it was an incredible partnership that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a one-time thing, but when you're able to put those types of deals together, it's just super nice to be able to see the amount of support you can get. We had a lot of people, fans who weren't NASCAR fans start rooting for me. And that's awesome. Like, I want to bring new fans to the sport. I want to continue, working with different people, bringing new partners in, and as well as just bringing people of different cultures and stuff like that in the sport as well. Being a Hispanic driver, Alvin Kamara being African American, different communities, coming together and enjoying the sport of NASCAR. I think that's really important.
Yeah, it is also Hispanic Heritage Month. Do you ever think about where you came from and everything that you had to go through to get to where you are today?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I felt, hardships based on my race, but, I definitely, know the impact that I have as a, Hispanic driver in the series. And it's definitely, it definitely means a lot that I do have, a lot of people who support me, and, are behind me, rooting me on because of that. It's something that I want people to see and, be able to tell that story, but I also want them to like me because I am a good race car driver. I want them to think I'm a good race car driver. I don't want to tell them I'm a good race car driver.
I know you're also trying to work on this as well during actually the interview, but also, do you know I know you're working on your 2022 plans. And is there any news on that? Can you share anything? What stage are we in on that?
We are in the I just want to drive race car stage. So hopefully we have an idea here soon. I'm working diligently to try and get some stuff figured out, and I'm in a really good position right now, and I want to continue growing.
Is this the best position you've ever been in as a race car driver, you think?
Absolutely. This is the best position I've been in, and while it's the best position I'm in, it's also definitely has its struggles. You know what I mean? Like you gotta know what you want to do and continue building upon what you have, and continue growing everything around you. So I'm very excited to see what we can do, and I'm hoping that I'm able to get a better idea here soon.
Let me ask you this. I've never asked a driver this. Do you, when you don't have the best day out there, and I know you've had some days where you just want to forget, how do you handle that?
You just kind of I take a day just to kind of sulk. I take one day to kind of like man, that was not good, that sucks, and then by Monday I am over it. You kind of have to bury it. You have to build upon the next race, because we had a poor result at Talladega this past weekend. Well, I got to push that down and get ready for the Roval this weekend. I like the Roval. I like all these tracks that are coming up, actually. So it's a good string of races. So I'm excited.
Yeah, of course. And then Texas, of course, is obviously we know what happened there
Yep.
Last year. Kansas. Kansas, Martinsville, and Phoenix, really some good tracks for you. A lot of the tracks that you had an opportunity to run, obviously, I think with the exception of Kansas, you didn't run on this year. So is it an advantage that you're going to these tracks that you have been to?
Absolutely. With no practice or qualifying, I still have probably the least amount of experience of anybody in the field. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So really, every time we take the green flag, I'm playing catch up. So now that I've been to these places and I'm able to build on what I've already got there, I'm able to go and just kind of know, all right, I've been here before. I know what to expect. Let's get after it, instead of, okay, let me build up to it.
Yeah, for sure. And then going into the Roval, what's something about road course racing that you just like?
It's just fun. You try to find a rhythm. You get to try different things, and one thing I like about it is you just got to try and outsmart people sometimes. You got to capitalize on others' mistakes. There's I think there's 15, 16 corners at the Roval. That's 15, 16 opportunities for people to make mistakes, including myself.
Yeah.
I made one last year. I spun into the tires when we had the downpour. So,
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities for people to make mistakes, and it's just up to you on how you capitalize on them.
All right. Well, Ryan Vargas, I'll let you get back to securing some partnerships, always looking for sponsors. I know you're one of the hardest working people in this business. So
Appreciate
good
that.
luck. Yeah, no problem. I've known you for a long time, so it's always good to see you, being able to do a lot of the things that you've been able to do this year. So really, really appreciate that. But anyway, good luck at the Roval this weekend. Let's have you on again sometime. You're always a fun one to have on.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd love to be on, and thank you for having me, and excited to drive that Mate Next Chevy this weekend at the Roval.